What's going on? WrestleMania has come and gone, and we have a lot to talk about, so we won't even hold you up. Let's just get right into the show.
It's your boy TIMKINZ3, aka Ass Ketchup, aka Mr. Give It To Me. What up, y'all?
I am the RJ.
Only known as
The RJ.
And I'm Camille Poinker, the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door. You know, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K Diddy.
Take that.
All right, so since it is the WrestleMania 38 recap, I figured this week's game without a name could be wrestlers on this card. It's a 2-night event, so we had a whole lot of options, but make sure you don't repeat any.
Okay.
Which order are we going in?
Ooh. Yeah, we can go
probably have
around
to.
as well in the picture. So if we go around, then it'll be Tim, Eric, Ken, me, and then back up around again.
You just want to go last.
No, that's actually a disadvantage to go last in this game.
All right, then go.
Stone Cold!
Dang it.
Kevin Owens.
Cody.
Vince McMahon.
Austin Theory.
Montez Ford.
Bianca Belair.
Seth Rollins.
Chad Gable.
Becky Lynch.
Charlotte Flair.
Bianca Belair?
I said it already.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Zelina Vega.
Carmella.
Usos.
You
You
got
can't
me.
take both of them.
I don't know the nigga's name.
You out.
Jay.
I'll take that, Sir Jay Uso.
Jimmy Uso.
Roman Reigns.
Brock Lesnar.
Paul Heyman.
Pat McAfee.
No!
Hey!
Oh, shit.
My man said no. That reminded me of Fast and the Furious when who was that? Who lost the race? He was like, Monica, Ja Rule. Monica.
Ejectocito cuz. That's one of my favorite parts. I think that was his best part. His best line in the movies.
Yeah. I'm not gonna diss that man at this point. But we'll get the music going. And I got a question for y'all since we're doing the recap.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite match of the weekend. That's what we're gonna start with here. Go ahead. Who got their favorite match? Favorite match. What do you feel strongly about? What moved your soul this weekend?
My favorite match wasn't so much the match, but the entire segment, and it was Pat McAfee, Austin Theory, Vince McMahon, and Stone Cold. Like that was just from start to finish. That was just a ride. First of all, Pat McAfee is like the frat bro whisperer because like him picking Seven Nation Army to come out to, like he knew what he was doing because he had him chanting the entire time. Like that was just brilliant. But like the match itself was fun. Like Pat McAfee pulled out some spots like Austin Theory did.
What was that?
Damn, something in the background.
Yeah, you got a fan. Turn your fan off. Whatever you got in the background.
That was me. That was something.
Okay, moving right along. Yeah, Pat McAfee was good. Like he pulled off his spots. Austin Theory did what he was supposed to do. Like I see the potential that they see in him. Like I think
Vince
we'll look back in a
loves
couple
that man.
years and it'll be like, oh damn, that was his first Mania match. But yeah, so the match itself was fun. Like I thought that bringing in the Vince match, like he kind of killed the crowd because like they were hype as shit. Like when Pat won, like going crazy, doing the chant and all that stuff. But he was just bringing them down to bring them back up, which like in retrospect was like brilliant. The funniest part was somebody messed up the music cue, so they played Austin Theory's music, but Vince reacted to it because he thought it was Stone Cold's movie music. So it kind of tipped that somebody was supposed to be coming out, but like in the 30 seconds in between those two things, I'm like, is it gonna be The Rock? Is it gonna be, I was trying to go through a list of people like who it could be, and then I was like, oh yeah, of course it'll be Stone Cold. So like we got two of the greatest sales of the stunner sandwiched between like the absolute worst sales of the stunner.
Boy, that was terrible. Oh
like
my
the way
God.
Austin, like going in order, the way Austin Theory like launched himself up in the air was pitch perfect.
Hell yeah, soaked the hell out of it.
Vince done took too many damn stunners to still not know how to sell it.
He never could. He never learned. He has
That
never
man,
learned.
he's I saw somebody say he sold the stunner. No, he sold the kick like a stunner and sold the stunner like a kick.
Pretty much.
Oh,
The man buckled. I've never his body went the opposite way it was supposed to go with that.
Fell all in the ropes and shit. Like, bro, Vince, where are you going? Why are you walking that far away? You ain't gonna be
The
walking
kick
nowhere.
sent him stumbling.
Dog,
He didn't know what was
my man's damn near flew out the ring, bro, off the kick. I was like, God damn.
Didn't want to get off the ropes. Fell down on the way back. I'm like, no, come on, Vince.
Hey, Austin just like, oh, hold on, gotta help you.
I'm trying to help you out so we kick your
I gotta
ass.
help you out, nigga. Shit. This ain't what we rehearsed, goddamn. You making a fool of yourself, Austin. Jesus.
It was fun though. It truly was.
And then just to close out my point, like after those two opposite ends of the spectrum sells, then like Pat McAfee just like doing it straight up and then fall back, like that was great too.
The beer
so.
flying out the mouth and everything.
And then
Y'all saw him
walking
like drinking the beer on the ground.
Pat McAfee has been gold since he came into the WWE.
That's a fact.
From NXT to now, like commentator, wrestler, celebrity. Like Pat McAfee's made a name for himself, and it's kind of wild.
He could have a career as an in-ring wrestler if he wanted to, I think.
He could have a career as an in-wing wrestler or a commentator. Like he could do literally anything in WWE and be
amazing.
It seems like.
Yeah.
The only point I want to add on about this match is his entrance when he punted the ball. First of all, it looked like he didn't even try to punch the ball. That mug. I said, Jesus Christ.
Because I didn't think about it at first. I was like, okay. And then I thought about like that stadium big as fuck. He kicked that shit.
He booted it.
He
With
booted
little
that
effort.
Put nobody up.
With little effort.
Did y'all see the stage reveal or whatever?
Yeah, that was dope. We kicked it in
so
the
like
hole
he
or
kicked it
whatever.
into like that little hole. I mean, I don't know if that was edited or not, but it seemed legit.
Yeah. Who else? Favorite match of the night?
Well, I'll go.
Well, weekend, I should say.
Yeah, I would say Cody, because
I knew you were gonna say that.
That's my dude. Like Cody and Kenny Omega are the reasons why I fell back in love with wrestling. So watching Cody, just watching the transition, because I've been watching AEW super heavy, and then just watching everything that he's been going through, and then it all makes sense. Like, oh damn, like okay, like that's the reason why. But he lost the crowd at AEW like a few months ago before he even decided for this to happen. So to see him come out, and I don't know, because of course the rumors was like, oh, it could be Cody. And I text y'all, I was like, yo, if Cody don't come out, I'm gonna be pissed. But his entrance was dope. He put on a great match. He's a good wrestler. Like that's the thing. Like he knows how to wrestle. Like it's in his damn near in his DNA. Like that's what his family does. So that definitely was one of my favorites. Personally or whatever. And then Seth Rollins, like Seth Rollins is that dude, man. So Seth Rollins probably was the best opponent he had for his first match back, being at WrestleMania. Like I couldn't see him having a match with anyone else. So for me, man. Like I said, Cody, man, I'm excited. Like now I'm going to watch Raw now because Cody gonna be on Raw. So
we should finish just in time.
Man, I was excited. I was excited to see my boy back. He didn't get the pop was good, but everybody was hating on Twitter. Oh, he didn't get to see him. Yeah, people talking about he didn't get to see him Punk.
Because he's not seeing.
But I was like, he's not seeing Punk. Like you cannot compare the two. So I was
like
thinking about that.
You're the following like that. Like,
but you literally just saw Cody on not Impact. What's the show called? Dynamite.
Yeah.
Like what, 2 months ago?
Exactly. Like what you talking? Of course, it's not.
You ain't see Punk for 9 years. Like
exactly.
It's gonna be different.
Right. Cult following and everything. When I say he ain't built a following like that, like he ain't have that absence make that heart grow fonder. Cult following. Like we demand this man back following. Like
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that match was dope, man. Shout out to Cody, man. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do for him.
It's like
Gotta
you
make him a
said,
champ.
I think they will, but it's like you said too with pairing them with Seth Rollins. Like that was the longest match of night one. Like they gave them time to work, and they used every single minute of it to try to tell a story.
Yeah.
I thought they did a pretty good job with it. It was kind of slow at times, but like I understood what they were trying to do, which is something I always like about these cards. You get to see kind of different styles of wrestling, different stories being told. And the story they told captivated me, and that's coming as someone who hasn't been watching the product consistently. So a lot of this was like a reintroduction to what's going on in WWE.
Fair enough.
So I had a thought before the pay-per-view, like to your point about like all the rumors and stuff, and people like kind of building themselves up possibly for a letdown. Like I was listening to a podcast, like I'll try to make this short, but like I was listening to a podcast last week recapping Moon Knight, like the new Disney Plus show.
Hey,
Excellent
and like I'm not gonna spoil it at all, but like the
That's
guy that was one of the guys that was reviewing it, he's like, you know, like it was fine, but everything that happened in episode 1, like you could see in the trailer, and it's like, well, that's on you for watching the trailer. Like if you want to be completely surprised about what's coming, like stay the fuck off the internet. Like it's the same thing with wrestling. It's like people built it up like it's gonna be Cody or you know Stone Cold's gonna go out and have a match or whatever. It's like the only reason you know about this is because you sought out that information. So like if it comes to fruition, it's kind of like well, that was predictable, and if they don't do what you wanted them to do, then it's like it's a letdown because it's not how you envisioned it. So it's like it's a it's a no-win proposition. It's just like allow yourself to be surprised or come in with no expectations. Like just a pet peeve of mine about like discourse on the internet.
That is fair. That is a fair point. I try to
Tim,
be
what
that
was your
person.
favorite match
Of
the whole weekend?
I had a couple of them, man. They was kind of tied, but that Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn match. Mind you, I wanted to see this match beforehand. Sam did not want nothing to do with this match.
I didn't
Can I
either.
ask you a question?
What's that?
Did you grow up watching Jackass?
I wasn't like a super fan of Jackass, but I watched the episodes and the following like seasons here and there, and I've seen the movies and shit. So it's like
so
I was familiar with Jackass.
Okay.
But I wasn't like a fanboy, but it's funny shit. I ain't gonna they were just wilding, so you know, kind of crazy shit. But anyways, it was cool how they brought the entire crew with them. Like Johnny Knoxville going to get Sami Zayn and their entire storyline. I was invested in. I'm a Sami Zayn fan. So the whole time he going through with this, Sam is like, bro, I don't want shit to do with this. This is terrible. Boo them tomatoes. All the tomatoes. But I'm like, dude, this could be interesting. Like Johnny Knoxville and they be wilding. I'm sad that he didn't jump off the Titantron.
I told you, fam.
Come on, man.
I told you, fam.
As we got closer to the match, I had to think about it. Like, you know,
he
this should be more so like a hardcore match than anything. But I said before, he gonna take all the bumps that he can take. Like Johnny Knoxville was gonna take every bump he can get, and that's the only reason why I thought the Titantron was in play. But no, it was cool. Just like I said, having everybody come through. Wee Man out here flexing on cats.
Oh wait,
who was the dancing?
Party boy.
Party boy.
My man's cheeks was out, bro.
Hey, Pat McAfee on commentary
Hilarious,
had
dude.
me dying.
Hilarious,
The cheeks is clapping at us.
The cheeks is clapping. I was like, oh shit.
Pat McAfee made me feel like we really could do commentary. Like that's how I
swear,
felt.
bro. Like literally, like I was like, there's no way we can't do this, bro.
Because
like,
he had several
real,
points where he said, "Fuck it," like you can tell where his commentary, like he had the commentary voice, and then he was like, "No, fuck, I'm just gonna say what I want to say."
But even Michael Cole was rolling like, "Yo, you wildin'."
He
like,
said I had to tweet it. He said his cheeks were just starting to get over.
As soon as I saw him come in, I was like, he got to take the clothes off, because that's what he do. I was just waiting for it.
See, I was shocked. I was like, why is he getting naked?
That's what he do.
That's what he do.
I know now.
He started dancing on motherfuckers. Like, bro, move.
He always have a bow tie on him, and his kicks be out, bro.
Dancing on motherfuckers, bro. Like, no, if you don't get your ass on,
But I will say this about that match too. One thing that made it even more believable and just entertaining is because you had a feeling Johnny Knoxville can't beat Sami Zayn in no wrestling match. Like it's not going to happen. But Johnny Knoxville and crew, if we're jumping them and we're bringing in all of our different gadgets and what we can do, then
the hand.
It makes sense.
Oh my god, that was my shit. That was my shit.
That giant mouse trap.
No, the hand.
No, I'm saying in the ring too. Like, that was a giant.
You saw somebody said the hand was the son of Mark Henry.
Oh, I see that.
Hey, Young and Mark Henry son growing up.
Bro, if you've never watched Jackass, watch those segments with the hand. They was
hilarious.
Like, they was tearing him up, bro. He would come around the office corner and it just pow, my man was flatlined, bro.
The funniest shit ever.
That was fun. That was a fun match. And I'm not somebody who watched Jackass growing up. I never got the show like that. But I enjoyed the match. Like, it was still entertaining even to me. Where it's like these dudes are just wild. Like they just doing whatever they can. Tim, you said you had 2 matches tied. Before I get to mine, what was your other match that was tied with the Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn one?
I'm gonna let you have it. I'm going. You
don't know what my match is going to be.
I know. That's why I'm gonna let you have it, and then we'll follow up after you do it. I already have my turn. You got it. Go ahead. All
right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give some mad love. I had a couple, so I was like, it didn't really matter which one you hit, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. Second longest match of night 1. Again, just first of all, Bianca Belair absolutely killed her intro, and I also love Becky's new look reveal and how I was like, man, I like this. How this looks.
Haley, misery business, bro.
Paramore. She do look like she should be.
I mean, they said it after because when Bianca got her hair on Monday, and she kind of had a picture on the internet. I was like, they kind of compared her then. I was like, then she came out looking like her. I was like, she leaned into it. Okay, I like it though. She looked good.
Bianca Belair came out with the marching band. I was like, okay. What was it, Texas Southern?
Yeah. Dope.
I used to want to be a drum major so bad.
I could see that. That's written all over you.
If I'd have went to it, that's why I said I wouldn't have made it at a HBCU. My ass would have been out there hitting the motherfucking hey baby and shit like that early on and shit.
You were out there with the baton, like
swinging batons and everything. I wouldn't have made
it.
But again, just a dope story, a dope match that had great storytelling. That's what I like at this point as a wrestling fan. Like, I've been around the block with wrestling. Like, we've been watching wrestling our whole lives. Like, there's pretty much not too much new you can show me that's going to be like, oh my God, like this is a completely new concept. So it's like, what story are you trying to tell me? And can you tell me that story in a way that's convincing and entertaining? And Bianca and Becky definitely did that. Like how they started the match, how the pacing was super fast with Becky trying to get all this instant offense in and trying to end it quick and looking real desperate. You know, Bianca having to come back, and then the match slowed down. And then the two of them are just going at it. And then when they got towards that finish, it was just super, like you felt the excitement as it was building. And when Bianca finally caught her, like you had to feel like this is about to be it, and when it was it just was like, yeah. And that's what I want from a wrestling match. Like, get me invested to where at the point where I'm at the end of it, like I'm cheering along with the crowd there. Like they did. I think
one of the dopest things too about Bianca is like watching her from like NXT to like where she is now, but then watching like when she first won the title, like you could tell like she. Like at that time, she was like, "Oh my God!" Like, "Wow, I actually did it!" Like, but now you can tell, like, she believes, like, and she knows that she's that chick. Like, I can beat whoever step in this ring, I'm whooping their ass. Like now, she has that confidence that that she that number one chick now. That's dope.
You know, it's God.
I was gonna say it might be premature, seeing as it's only year 2, but she's on a Mrs. WrestleMania trajectory. Like she just pulls out great matches like year in, year out so far. Like, I mean, having Sasha and Becky be your opponents like definitely helps.
That helps.
But she's a big match wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, she can really turn it on and go.
I was thinking about her trajectory because I was just like, even in NXT, she was one of the most exciting performers down there. And so kind of everybody was kind of anticipating her, being a big deal when she came up. And she just carried that, and they've allowed, and they booked her great, thankfully, to be able to continue to carry that momentum. But she's been like
yeah, Becky fucked her up.
Yeah, she did. She's built.
Molly go around right to the eye.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, love the match. Love the match. It was a great match.
It was.
We got some time before we got to head into the break. Tim, what was your other favorite?
You keep putting him on the spot.
He said he had a few.
The other one was the Bianca one.
Oh, okay.
But
All
that's
right.
why
I want to give some love to the day one. Why am I blank? Main event. Jesus Christ. Kevin Owens and Stone Cold.
Heck yeah. I thought that's what he was going to go to, but.
Like it was a legit match. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you really get down to it, like it was like 2 suplexes and a stunner from Stone Cold, but like it's still like, to your point, Camille, earlier, it's like it still told a story. Like it took you on a ride emotionally. Like I legitimately like
Right,
when
every
Stone
time.
Cold took that suplex outside, I'm like, please don't kill this man.
Not on the concrete, no.
I was worried for that man throughout that. I was like, please keep getting back up. Please get back up.
Because the thing is, like at the start of the match, like when he was stumping a mud hole, it was like
You can't. That mud was
it ain't
like a
quite
mud
like it wasn't quite, but like once the juices got flowing and then you know got a little bit of beer in him, like
Yeah, he was ready to go.
like
A little beer.
it sucked me into the match, and it was like
A little
from
bit.
start.
That man
I think-
had about 8 during the match. I said,
Yeah,
slow
he did.
down, Steve. You
No, he
can't
needed
get
that to
drunk
kick
on the
in.
job
Hey, he
no
did. He needed that pick me up.
Popeye and the spinach, dog.
Hey, beer give him wings, bro. He caught them wings. He was ready.
Ready to go. 1 beer, 2 beers.
What?
Just give me the beers.
What?
He got Irish whipped into that to the barricade, and he kind of slowed down and kind of leaned into it.
He slowed up before he hit it. He was not about to hit that
And then he
mud.
like
nah.
slowly fell back down. I was like,
He's
no,
like, nah,
not like
nah.
this.
No, I'm good. I'm good on that.
Not like this, bro.
I'm good on that one.
Yeah. But it seems like the suplex was the thing that kind of turned it, and then he's like, okay, I'm good.
I'm
And then
good,
he
yeah.
kinda,
I
like,
got it. Yeah, I took my
full
bump.
speed after that.
But that's why I thought it was so smart too, because the way they did it, having to be like the show set up first, and they're just kind of talking, because that was the first time they were actually in the room together, right? Like they had
Yeah.
previously just been doing promos on their own. Like you hadn't seen them actually together. And shout out to Kevin Owens, because he did a great job being like the foil to Stone Cold in the ring. Like he's just good on the mic. Like it was Slick talking about like, oh, you texting and you're doing this. I'm a French Canadian, so you know I do things a little differently. Please don't be crass. Like who are you telling Stone Cold not to be crass? Like Stone Cold came out kicking his signs over, get the like move my turnbuckle, move. I didn't get to my turnbuckle. And it was just a perfect pairing of them on the mic. And then we challenged into a fight. It's like, okay, how's this gonna go? Because I was like,
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting a real fight.
at first when he said a match, I was like, I don't know how that's gonna go. But when he said like no holds barred, I was like, okay, now we
that
don't
makes
have
sense.
to really.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
not
ain't
a
no
technical
grappling.
ring. Yeah,
Mhm.
like we can just punch.
The brawlers.
We can just throw these and do some suplexes.
He's the best brawler around, bro.
Exactly. So, like, let's play to your strengths in this moment, and they did that. So it was super fun to watch and just super nostalgic
Yeah.
to see
It
Stone
felt good.
Cold. It really did at
Yeah.
WrestleMania. Hearing
It
his
felt good.
music.
Which is kind of why I thought it was dope that Vince decided, like, nah, fuck it. If I'm gonna let Stone Cold wrestle, I'm gonna be in this bitch wrestling, and then we're gonna bring him. Like, for him to come back night 2 is why it was a big surprise in night 2. Because I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I wasn't expecting to see you again,
Me
Stone
either.
Cold.
Yeah.
And you coming out to whoop Vince's ass like old times.
Hey, but I'll tell you
one
this.
last can.
I love it.
Night 2, he's moving a little bit slower than night 1.
Yeah.
He was laughing a lot more in like night 2 too.
Because he already finished his match. He probably was like,
Yeah.
hey, everything else here is just it's icing on the cake at this point. Like, it is what it is. But I do want to just point this out before we go into the break. You mentioned how it was great that they were the main event for night 1. Ronda Rousey did not like the fact that they were the main event. She thought that her and Charlotte should have been the main event. And apparently when she was told the news that they would not be, she like stormed out. And there was some drama initially, like is she going to show up? But of course she showed up. Like, it's WrestleMania. Like,
Word?
she was just mad in the moment. There's no way she was going to stand everybody up at WrestleMania.
No, but
One,
it's Stone Cold.
I was gonna say one. I don't think many people in the crowd would have cared. So you kind of like even before we knew like Stone Cold and Kevin Owens was fighting. Like I saw people saying like Becky and Belair should go on last because they told the better story. Like Ronda was a big surprise at the Rumble. Like nobody knew she was coming allegedly. But
Right.
but I feel like that's waned like since the Rumble. Like nobody really cared that she's been back. Like
I haven't.
Whatever. But then also it's like, who are you gonna main event over? Because it's not gonna be Brock and Roman Reigns. Like that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna be Stone Cold in Dallas. Like in his first match in 20 years. Like
Yeah. Like come on now.
I get that you gotta have an ego to get to that level of success, but like you should still have some level of self-awareness to recognize like at best your third billing.
Ain't nobody come to see you.
Otis.
I mean, and actually on the flip side, there's a lot of people who like that Charlotte Ronda Rousey match in anticipation that maybe Ronda might win, but at the same time, it's like you have to understand the realm that you in. Like this is Stone Cold's world. This is Stone Cold's realm. Like no matter what, when he comes back and he's on the billing, you're going to be at least number 2, and there's the unification match. So you're like he said, number 3. No ifs, ands, buts about it, bare minimum.
And that's part of why Bianca and Becky wanted to go all out too, because they heard the noise about how Charlotte and Ronda wanted that. And they're like, no, we want to be the best women's match of the night. So they had a chip on their shoulder as well. But we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to go to break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the other matches of the card that, piqued our interest and just give our overall thoughts on, how it shook out. Back after these commercials. Welcome back from the little break that you got from the show here. I'm here with Tim, Eric, Ken, myself, Camille. We have been recapping WrestleMania 38. We talked about our favorite matches from the weekend so far. So now we're going to talk about a few others that really got our interest. And if y'all don't mind, I want to start with Edge and AJ Styles. Okay. Because one, Edge has some new theme music, a new little gimmick, it looked like. It feels like a new brood or something might be forming. I'm very curious to watch Raw to see who else gets added to the stable, because as we saw, Damian Priest was the first person to join, which helped Edge defeat AJ Styles in this match. I had some high hopes for this match coming in. I might have had unrealistic expectations of what this match could be. It felt a little too slow for me, and I felt like they could have told the story quicker. But it was still an all right match for me. It just wasn't what I thought it would be. So I was curious, like, how did y'all feel about that match?
When I say, Camille, you can't have expectations.
I know. It was like a match I was looking forward to a lot going into it.
Okay. It was fine. Like, it was a match. It was what I would have expected from a AJ Styles Edge match. Like, it was technically brilliant. Like, it told a story. Like, it moved the story from A to B. Like, AJ Styles don't put on bad matches. And Edge can be a little Edge can be a little self-indulgent, which to your point is like why it might have been so slow and taking so much time. Like that first year he was back, like him and
Randy Orton
did like that Falls Count Anywhere match, and it took like 35 minutes.
That shit was like an hour long, bro. Like, dog, how we end up on top of the bus?
Hey, it was a good match though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
it was long.
Good matches because it's gonna be long. Like that's what Edge does at this point. And which I get it. Like he couldn't wrestle for 10 years. Like
he wanted to get his shit off.
Getting every second in.
That's fair.
Oh damn arena, bro.
I don't think I really had any expectations. Like just like we said, AJ Styles. Like I knew both of them were going to deliver. So I wasn't invested in their rivalry. So that's why I really didn't have like any expectations. Like I didn't watch to see like why they both ended up like feuding or beefing or whatever either. So I went into it, just expecting us to just see a good match. overall, not really understanding or knowing too much about the storyline or anything like that.
It was a 2-week feud. It wasn't much.
Oh, well,
It wasn't much. Like 2 weeks ago, Edge came out, said that he needed somebody to challenge him for WrestleMania or something like that. Yeah, he wanted an opponent for WrestleMania, somebody that was going to really challenge him, so don't be out here if you're on BS. And then AJ Styles walked out. He challenged him. And then he said he didn't want Omos' bitch for the last tag team for the last year. And then he smacked the hell out of AJ, beat him up, hit him with some concertos. And then a week later, he was out the next week. And then the week after that, he was back, and then it's WrestleMania.
Okay.
It really wasn't much.
Okay. Well, I missed nothing then.
Right. The video package said it all.
Yep,
exactly. Those are always A1 anyways.
Dude,
That's a fact.
They still the music be impeccable. Like it just.
Except for the video package for the main event, like that I feel like that music didn't match like the promo package at all. Like it was like metal or some shit. Like
I don't know what they was on.
Very
I have
aggressive.
to play that one back.
But like not in the way that this. Yeah, we can. I was gonna say not in the way that this match was aggressive. Like it just didn't seem. You got Cowboy Brock and you got cool ass Roman Reigns, and then metal music to hype it up. It's like,
well, because Brock was terrorizing them, so I understood the aggressiveness for the.
I get it, but it's a different type of aggressiveness. Like that's like chaos frenzy. Like this is very controlled. Like I'm gonna kill you. I mean, like it's different. But we can talk about it. It's a Brock Lesnar match, which is spam finishers until one of them sticks, basically.
I feel like he's been getting more into matches. I feel like he's been getting into them lately, like a little bit more into the matches lately, giving you actual matches.
15 suplexes, 10 F5.
That's what
he's selling moves, you know what I'm saying? Like he getting
but it's always the finisher from the other person. Like it's not like,
You can't do no regular move on Brock Lesnar because he's gonna push you off.
Exactly. You got to do all these finishers.
Grapple.
You go DDT Brock and like, hey, no. A clothesline? Hell no. You got to bring a bus out to kill this nigga. What you talking about? Please give him his bus.
With a nice little DDT, bro.
Brock ain't going. But
he a beast. I love this new Brock though.
You
can tell.
Cowboy Brock was fun.
Yeah, Cowboy Brock is definitely fun. You can tell he having fun with it and all of that, but he gets serious when he needs to.
Like
I'm definitely enjoying it.
Enjoying this Brock. I have an issue-ish with the arm thing. If this is not a work with Roman Reigns,
do you want to fill people in case they're not familiar with what you're talking about here?
So in the main event, at some point, Brock Lesnar dislocated Roman Reigns' arm, and Roman had to pop it back into place in order to finish the match. At this point in time, you probably already know Roman won the match. So,
damn, by this point in time, they don't know
what's wrong, if it's real or not. Right. So my issue is, if we know that Roman was supposed to win and be the undisputed champ, Brock does what Brock wants to do. I don't want to say it was I'm hoping it's just a work, but if the issue was either Roman's going to carry both belts or Brock going to carry both belts, then Brock want to do what he want to do, even though we all know it's set up for Roman from the jump.
Well, I mean, it's professional wrestling, and everybody always wants to say, "Oh, professional wrestling is fake." It's the outcomes are predetermined, but the action in the ring is real, and it's quite possible that Brock was doing the move how he's always done the move on people, and it just dislocated his shoulder. It doesn't mean it had to be malicious intent. It could have literally just been an accident.
And they showed. My bad. Afterwards, it's a video showing that. After Brock took the last spear to pin him, like he was checking on him, like after the pin, like when it was landing. Yeah, like he was signaling to him, like, you good. And then Roman told him, like, I popped it back in or whatever, while they was on the ground.
You could hear him yelling, "Paul, it's out."
Yeah, he was
I thought he was working, and I was like, that's not how he normally act.
Yeah, and I was like, shit. And you can kind of tell that Paul Heyman kind of like he wasn't sure.
It wouldn't register right away.
Yeah, it didn't register right away, so he didn't really know. Like, wait, what? Like,
hey, Paul didn't miss the beat though. When he was like, do it, Tribal Chief.
Oh yeah.
Whatever it takes, Tribal Chief. We need you.
The dude is unreal, dog.
Turkey neck.
Paul Heyman is ridiculous,
and
he's great at what he does.
Again, at this point, we don't know if it's a work or a shoot, but the match, I felt like it ended abruptly. Like I was like, why? Like the
definitely
match
did.
Right
felt
after
like
that.
it was missing something for me. Like overall, I felt it was kind of a letdown way to end WrestleMania after a
build-up?
really great weekend. Yeah, the build up of the match, and then
The greatest match ever, and it
and then
ended like
you had the high from seeing Stone Cold and Vince right before. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure if that match would have benefited from like a cool off match in between or whatever the case may have been. But like something about that match just felt like it was missing something for me.
Most definitely.
Any other matches y'all want to talk about?
Congratulations to not Bianca, Sasha and Naomi.
Oh
They're
yeah,
the women's tag team title match with tag team champs. Words ain't working right today.
that's dope.
They defeated Queen Zelina and Carmella, who were the champs, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, and then the tag team of Natalya and Shayna Baszler.
It wasn't a bad match either, though. Like that was fun. The Shinsuke match. Oh, Rick Boogs. You finally seen what he does.
Which one you want to talk about, fam?
He
Shinsuke
jumping
match.
like one.
Because Rick, you finally saw who Rick Boogs was, because you was saying that you didn't know who Rick Boogs was. You see what he does? I told you he'd be screaming and introducing him and hitting the guitar.
I thought Freddie Mercury, bro.
He do look like Freddie Mercury, or as Eric said, Freddie Mercury who ate Freddie Mercury.
Because he man, that's a
The boy big.
Dude, pause. Yeah,
But
And speaking of injuries,
yeah.
he got injured during the match as well, and apparently they were supposed to win the match, Shinsuke and Rick Boogs.
The fans love them.
I could see that.
Yeah, fans love
can see
them.
So
There were a
definitely
couple,
best wishes
like it's
now.
actually ironic because like I watched NXT Stand and Deliver before Mania, like day one of Mania, and the Usos' little brother is in NXT now.
They got a
So-
little brother.
Who
Yeah.
is?
The Usos' little brother is in
Oh, for-
NXT.
He's
Okay.
some Sequoia.
Sequoia.
Yeah, Solo.
But he tried doing the same exact spot, and like I think his was to do like a Samoan drop, but with two dudes on his back, and like he fell down, like he ain't hurt himself, but like he botched the move. So then for them to do the same exact spot and that to hurt him, and I felt like there were other spots where like somebody dropped somebody or like they tried to catch him and they dropped him or something. Like it just seemed like kind of a sloppy
Match.
I mean, not even a match. Like it was in a different match on WrestleMania. It just felt like a sloppy day, like day one specifically. And I was like, that it happens. It's WrestleMania. Like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it kind of sucks for them. Like that was like basically like them ramping them up to get to that point, and then for it all to go awry, which is also leads kind of credence to it being a work for some Roman Reigns. Because it's like, you know, they can audible really quickly when it seems like some shit might be off. Like, granted, they don't know that maybe they didn't know the severity or whatever, but I don't know. I still think it's a work.
Because I really thought they was go win. Like I said, he's one of the biggest reasons why Shinsuke became relevant again. Like he's been, everybody was saying like, you know, Shinsuke probably needs a manager or whatever the case may be. I thought Shinsuke was perfectly fine, but they tried with the Cesaro thing. They tried with using another tag team before. Like, yeah, but now with Rick Boogs, he's not necessarily his manager. He's just like his hype man. And he just made him more relevant again. And Shinsuke just do all the talking in the ring, and Rick Boogs like hype you up outside the ring. And they made it work.
And that's another shout out to Pat McAfee, because him like rocking out to that entrance like helped it takes it up a notch.
He was so geeked about that entrance that Michael Cole just started laughing at a few points about the like he was trying to respond. All you heard was him laughing. Like he was like,
stupendous.
He do it every entrance, like bro. He be turning up every time he comes.
It was an extra level apparently for us because Michael Cole was like, whoa, like you are.
He was lit.
like chill.
Hey, but shout out to Pat McAfee again, though, man. Like this man commentated, did an amazing job commentating, and they also had an amazing match too in ring. So yeah, shout out, man.
He had a Bad Bunny weekend.
Speaking of Bad Bunny, y'all want to talk about Logan Paul? Thoughts of Logan Paul's performance? Logan Paul and The Miz defeated Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio in a tag team match.
That was a shocker. I did not expect them to win. But he did not do bad.
I was impressed.
Bad at all.
Definitely
Yeah.
impressed.
Yeah,
He didn't look out of place, which is like one of the best things that you can say about a celebrity wrestler. Like, he didn't look like overly skinny. Like, he looked like a wrestler, and then he moved like a wrestler. Like, he got all his shit off. Like, he did the Three Amigos clean as hell. Like,
He did frog splash.
man, I was mad as hell. Don't you, Eddie Shimmy?
I was like, he disrespectful as shit. I love it.
Hey, he's about to ever be back here again. Let me give my boy some shine real quick. Did his thing.
No,
Did his
not
thing.
the Eddie, bro.
I was like, I love
And
it.
he landed it. I was pissed.
Yeah.
And also slap in the face too, because then weren't they saying is Eddie Dominic's dad again recently too? So you know, a little,
who's your top?
But you
little
know,
salt in the
wow.
wound.
Speaking of celebrities, it's like if you think about it, the last couple celebrities that have
They've been
been in
good.
wrestling matches, they have been doing it. Like, and that's a testament to the celebrities coming in and actually want to work. But I'm trying to think, what was the last celebrity that really like kind of kickstarted? Now, I'm thinking it was the Green Arrow.
I thought you were gonna say the last one that was bad.
No, like the
I
one that
know
really
who that
kickstarted
was.
them, like putting on pretty decent
Stephen
matches.
Amell.
Yeah, I think he was the first one, and after that, since then, and Vince probably was like, "Oh, it is some athletic celebrities out here. Let me find a couple of these." And since then, it's been like, "Oh, these
Like, let me
celebrities
try
kind
to
of putting on
get-
these matches."
Yeah, like let me try to get celebrities who are popular but also athletic enough to put on a match that's going to be decent. Because my disappointment I was thinking of was when Tyson Fury was wrestling. I'm like, get him out of here. Don't boo, tomato.
Yeah,
Get
that was
him
terrible.
out of here.
What was
And
the
then
other guy?
Cain Velasquez.
Cain
was also
Velasquez.
there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's what I
He was
thinking
supposed to be
about.
on the roster though.
he was supposed to be like
Speaking
champ and all.
of-
Like,
On the roster, who was the guy who was drinking with the Street Profits and RK Bro after the match?
Gable Stevens.
Yes.
Gable Stevenson.
So he's another Olympic wrestler
Mhm.
who's going to be coming into WWE.
They gonna push him to the moon because they've been talking about him for about
I feel like
6
they're
months.
building. It's been longer than that, but I feel like they're building him up to be like booed, like the way that they kept like. Here's the
Pushing
Olympic
him.
guy. Like they kept pushing him out there in like big spots. Like they had Stephanie come out, introduce him. They did a whole grand like announcement to the crowd before the Street Profits match. Like then putting them in there. Like I'm rooting for him. You know, I root for everybody black. But like I feel like they're if they're doing this on purpose, they're building him up to get booed so he can be like the biggest like basically
Heel.
like how Kurt Angle came in, where it's like I'm better than all you and I'm goody two shoes and all
man.
that shit.
But Kurt Angle ate that up. He said, "Oh,
He
I can
did,
do
though.
this.
Mhm.
Oh, I can be this angle. Feel free to boo me. I don't need you to cheer me. I will make you boo me for how wholesome I am
Wholesome.
with the 3 eyes." But shout out to also to Kurt Angle, who tweeted after they showed him, like, "I guess I fathered more children in the WWE than I even realized." And
Yes.
Let me
Yes.
knock down Kurt down with the Brown.
Hey, there's levels to it because they're trying to find the next Kurt Angle with all these cats coming through with the Olympic gold medalist wrestlers and throwing them with the American flags right away. Like they really trying to create another Kurt. They got a couple Kurt babies.
and the thing with it is, like, it makes sense to try to get some guys that have wrestling backgrounds. Like, it's not the exact same at all, but they add a certain level of like prestige, quote unquote, to like to being a pro wrestler. Like, okay, yeah, I moved over here too. Like, it's nice to have guys from MMA and former football players, and like it's nice to have athletes in your business.
Like world
because-
class.
Exactly. So I was like, that's kind of cool to see.
It was smart at WWE. They actually sponsored him this season, like name, image, and likeness. Like they actually signed him to a deal. So like that was like their pipeline to be like, hey, go finish college, get you another national championship. We're gonna be here when you're ready. Like, but we can pay you in the interim. So like,
So smart.
super smart. That's dope.
So smart.
It's always been about his business, bro.
Always. Can I talk about something I didn't like real quick?
What's that?
I didn't like that the New Day were scheduled to wrestle day 1, and then they got bumped for time. And then on day 2, when they actually did come out, and the New Day had on like the Big E tribute fits and all that stuff, they lost in under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Felt like a waste of time to me. They lost to Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Butch. And let me just say, as someone who hasn't been watching wrestling, I was like, Sheamus and his crew look like they about to go kick it with Oliver Twist or something. Like,
Oliver Twist.
please, sir, I want some more. Like, that's
Can I have some more?
Hey,
some
Watson.
more.
Hello, Watson.
Sure.
That's what that nigga look like, bro.
They be having the suspenders and all the plaid.
Oh man, but I did not like. I was like, that was a waste of my time.
So like I've heard people complaining about Pete Dunne's name change and like who the fuck is Butch? And I'm like, hey man, it's a name change. Like he's still the same wrestler. Like I fuck with Pete Dunne. Like I saw what they did to his character. I'm like, dog, come on, man. Like he a rabid dog on a leash. Like,
Yeah, bro. Like they
like, he
trash
can't
for that,
control
bro.
himself now. Like
They even
I don't
gave him a
even
dog
think
name.
I don't even think they let him do the finger manipulation. I don't think he.
no,
wrestles
like
that either.
he crazy basically. Like they're like that man's like a hyperactive pit bull. Like
They had to literally hold this man back.
Right.
Get off him. Like, what the fuck is this?
They told him to heal, boy. Like that's yeah.
From
That's what.
I
Well,
mean, Pete Dunne was feared in NXT.
That's what I'm saying. Pete Dunne was like a force, bro. To come up and to get this weak ass gimmick like this.
Was Eric's talked about it before, but like maybe there was a problem with how NXT was building up some of their talent, having everybody be powerhouses. Because when you get to the main roster, like everybody can't be that. Like you have to have something else to really attach and connect with. So I get it, but that's also a very, very bad gimmick.
It's horrible.
because it's fine to switch it up. It's just like give them something that you know at least has some potential or some longevity or something. You know, like you can tell that some of this shit is just like throwaway. Like, oh, we need to give Pete Dunne, or give him the little runt like Pitbull gimmick. Like it's like what is he supposed to do with that?
I will say though, with us coming to a close, we got about like 8 minutes or so left on the show. Are there any other matches y'all want to talk about? Like, do you want to give any additional time to Charlotte and Ronda? Like, that is a match that we kind of talked. Eric said no. It's a match that we hinted about, but we didn't really like talk about the match itself.
You know what I actually did enjoy and I did not expect to? Drew McIntyre and Happy Corbin.
Yeah, that was a really good match.
Yeah, like I had zero investment in that story. I don't care about either wrestler, but like actually watching the match, it's like
yeah. After it was over, I was like,
it.
I was like, that was actually good. That was a good way to like start it off. Like they started day one like consistent, like the first few matches. I was like, okay, like they started it off good.
And that reminds me too. And that's one of the matches. It was a shorter match. It was only like 8 minutes or something like that. But it didn't need to be any longer than what it was. It was actually a perfect time. But I did like how they built the cards where on both nights, the first few matches weren't the heavy hitting matches. Like it was kind of like building its way up. And with it having the 2-night format, like each show feels independent. It feels like you're getting 2 WrestleManias in a weekend. So like it made sense to kind of build it up in that way. But it also kind of made me think, kind of like Jay-Z's Blueprint too. Like if you would have just made this double disc a single and cut out some of the filler, you would have had another classic, man. But we ain't going back to no 1-night format, so there's no reason to even pretend on that. But
Show me the money.
Bobby Lashley versus Omas.
Yeah, definitely want to talk about that.
Nah,
I have no comments.
but just had to mention them today. Yeah,
Dude, Bobby Lashley went from being like what the true
champ,
the champ, like the most dominant force in the WWE at the time, to doing these type of matches now, bro.
I will say, I think like his presentation makes me think that they still have faith in him. Like it's not like he just tumbled down the crowd. I think it's because he got hurt and they weren't sure if he was gonna make it.
So he made sure he showed up at Mania.
Yeah. And then they give him a big spot, like he was the first one to knock Omas off his feet, picked him up, slammed him. Like they made him look good. Like
I mean, he won too.
Yeah.
So.
But like
That's
even like the grand
bro.
entrance, like they had him like on the pedestal and like at the big ass illustration like outside Dallas Stadium. Like they made him look good.
How big is Omas? So that's a big dude, bro.
Shit.
He like 7'4",
7'3", but
7'3".
I don't think he actually that tall.
I don't know. That's big.
He looked big as shit. I can believe 7'3".
That's
He
big
ain't no
dude.
dog on 7'3" in real life. Hold on.
He might
He
be, bro.
huge.
He a big
Oh
dude.
shoot,
bro.
they do have him at 7'3".
He might be 7'3". He a
Bro,
big
he
dude.
looks all of 7'3".
He is the third tallest superstar to ever compete in WWE, only behind Andre the Giant, who was 7'4", and Giant Gonzalez, who was 8 feet tall.
8 feet.
Here.
Some of the other giants that he's bigger than include the Big Show and Kane, who were both listed at 7 feet. The Great Khali, who was listed at 7'1", and Undertaker, who was 6'10".
Who the fuck was 8 feet, bro? What the fuck is going on? Well, I ain't never heard of this shit. Where he come from? He was at the circus and
He
shit.
was the dude that used to have all the fur around him and shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
dog. 8 feet? Bro,
Yeah, I
He
just-
looks huge.
I don't know if he's really 8 feet. That's
8
ridiculous.
feet?
He's 8 feet, but damn, for them to actually put that shit out here.
My man was
You
just 8
know?
feet.
And he used to have the fur like passed around him and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
the dude looked huge, but that was also at the time you can inflate the shit out of some numbers.
Man.
You can. You definitely can. I'm trying to find his real height.
My
Yeah,
man
say
was
he was
listed at
6'9" by
8 feet,
14.
bro.
They said he was 7'2" when he was 16.
Jesus.
Giant Gonzalez. Could you
Christ,
imagine if your
bro.
16-year-old was 7'2"?
I'm
No.
straight, bro. Hey, we're gonna have to learn how to make some clothes for this motherfucker. We're gonna be knitting like a motherfucker up here.
I don't believe in forcing kids to do things against their will, but no, you playing
money.
basketball.
Man,
you
you
don't
doing
have to
something.
reimburse
You gotta
me for,
make-
for feeding you growing up.
You gotta do something.
We ain't got the money to be feeding you. Not
This
your
way.
big ass.
That's a fact. That's
Just think of him. He working at Walmart and shit.
No,
Bag.
no, you
can't be
even
that
live
big at
no more.
Walmart.
You
That
can't even
big,
live
bro.
no more with him. He ain't in a normal bed, normal clothes, normal shoes,
No.
normal car. Like everything
will
you do, the company is big. No,
Everything is big.
everything for
Like
no
that.
reason.
What was the Manny Fresh? Something real big. House real big. Cars real
Car
big.
Your chairs is your height. Your sitting the seating area of your chair is at your face because this big ass needs like no, bro.
How you gonna
everything in your house
Everything
how you
bigger
gonna
than you.
discipline him, bro?
Because him, he needs everything in your house bigger than you. He needs it.
Okay.
It says he was
Sweet
legit
kid is big
7'7".
ass.
7'7" was the real height. Okay.
It's still
Okay.
big as hell.
That's still
That's-
solid.
yeah.
And Omas is like his basketball height was listed at 7'3".
7'3". Like he's legit 7'3".
I was like, he looks like he's 7'3".
Yeah, he dwarfed Bobby Lashley.
Facts. Made Bobby look small.
Yeah.
But
They use him as the scale to like the sun to the earth and shit.
Yeah, but that is the show this week. We hope that y'all enjoyed WrestleMania 38 as much as we did. It was
2 thumbs
it was
up.
a fun
Yeah,
weekend.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed
it.
WWE
It
came
was.
through with that. They came through with that.
Mhm.
So, as a reminder, if you have not yet listened to this week's show, Technical File Podcast, make sure y'all go and do that. Episode 245. So check that out. And make sure that you subscribe, like, review, and all that stuff that you can. If you're on the YouTube, drop some comments. If you're on the TGN app, drop some comments. Like, come on and tell your friends about us because we appreciate that. So
We do.
we're gonna get up out of here though. If you want to follow me personally on social media, you can catch me
Wait a minute.
on the Twitter, Instagram, and these PSN, 2K, and GTA streets at Camille Monet, CAMILLEMONAE, because
Your mom is fancy.
thank you, sir.
At your Milwaukee Bucks burner on Twitter.
That's all you get.
You're
Everyday_gentleman on Instagram. K Harris 216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ask Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. We'll see y'all when we see y'all.
You had to say it like that.
Yeah.
Sound like Ken radio voice. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bye, y'all.